Everyone and their mother is talking about this Kris Tyson situation, so I was like, yo, let me throw my hat into the ring. Let me come out swinging with some of my lukewarm takes. No, it's actually gonna get pretty spicy in this video. Anyway, here's the main thing that I want y'all to understand. I don't like Kris. I didn't like him before he transitioned, and I definitely didn't like him afterwards. The guy has always came off as very strange to me, you know, like very off. He would make some jokes that just wouldn't land. Sometimes it would feel out of place, and then the friends around would give a chuckle just because, you know, he's the friend of the group. But anyway, you know, also the blatant racism in some of the crazy tweets and jokes that he said back in the day. You know, this guy, it was always really strange. But anyway, I want to get straight into this. But before that, I really want y'all to hear my take on this. I think Mr. Beast is a good friend. This guy is a good friend to Kris, but Kris is not a good friend to him because by association, by being his friend, you have a reputation to uphold. And I think Kris has done a horrible job of upholding said reputation, which makes things more difficult for Mr. Beast. Even when, I can't remember the name of the guy's videos, but even when he made a video and he put Kris in the thumbnail saying that Kris is his nightmare, I agreed with that because I was like, based off of everything he covered in that video, it would be a nightmare for me to deal with, and I would consider that a nightmare situation. I just scrolled down here for a second to see if Mr. Beast made any comments about the recent situation that Kris has resurfaced, I should say, for Kris, and he did not say anything. But I'm not sure if this time he is going to continue to defend his friend. But if it were me, he would be fucking out. He would not be my friend anymore. And anyway, so I want y'all to check out this video. This is just a quick clip I want to give my thoughts on, and I want y'all to check out the video first.
And of course he says, I posted some fire news for you, please no share. And this is someone that you're talking to that is 14 years old, that you know is 14, and at the end of the day, you cannot be talking about topics like this with someone that is this young.
Alright, so a lot of people are saying that you can't be talking about this type of stuff. It's not a matter, and I think this is why I think people are really tiptoeing around this fucking issue. It's not a matter that you can't talk about it, you just shouldn't fucking do it. And it seems like he said, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share. So I think at this point, this is in 2018, I think at this point Kris knew what he was doing was wrong. This guy was 14 years old. You're grooming this guy. You know, you're bringing him into your circle, you're giving him all of these opportunities like moderating your YouTube videos or streams or some type of fucking shit. You're giving him access and pulling him closer to you, and they eventually even met up. You know, this guy groomed this kid, and this is what I pretty much said about the situation. I said Kris Tyson pretty much groomed this kid to the point that he is now defending him years later. This is a personal part at the bottom here for me. I don't care if we're best friends. At the end of the day, if I caught you acting weird towards kids, you're done. Get the fuck out. That's the way I see things. If I caught one of my friends doing stuff like this, you're not my friend anymore. You know, and it just is what it is, right? I'm pretty sure, I'm really pretty fucking sure that Mr. Beast kinda knew about this to some extent, right? That's just an assumption of mine, but you can't be living in a place where a dude is hanging up pictures of little kids drawn in a very suggestive way and not know that your friend is some type of fucking creep. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, imagine if imagine if I invited you over. I can't even put that on myself. Imagine someone invited you over, you walk into their living room and there's pictures of very young female characters drawn in very like inappropriate ways. Let's put it that way. What would you think of that person? I'm pretty sure most people would think that person is some type of fucking freak, some type of weirdo, you know? I continue to say here, here's the kid, now an adult, defending Kris. Even if he is Mr. Beast's my bad. Even if he is best friends with Mr. Beast, we need to keep the same energy everyone had when Dr. Disrespect got outed for inappropriate messages with a minor. You know, this kid is, or this is a man now, this guy is defending Kris. Now y'all could read it here. I'm not reading this fucking bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you've been groomed. You're not in a position to give any credible defense for Kris, because Kris was way older than you at the time, you know, and it just is what it is. So let's hop over here for a second. So this person, Kang Min, I'm not sure who Kang Min Lee is, but the person made a really good point and I liked it already. They said, where are all the big creators who instantly disavow Dr. Disrespect for his inappropriate actions? Why aren't they calling out the pedophilia from Kris Tyson? Keep the same energy with Kris Tyson as you did with Dr. Disrespect. I look forward to your statements denouncing Kris. So if we go back to my profile, you can see I retweeted this, and here's the truth. The truth is people are scared because he's trans. And that's what it is. They're scared because he's trans. And they don't want to get cancelled. They also know he's best friends with the biggest YouTuber of all time right now. So it will be bad for business if they stepped on the wrong toes. It's all bullshit, but I hope you understand. You know, that's my take on it. I really think a lot of people aren't, or especially the people who called out Dr. Disrespect, a lot of people aren't keeping that energy for him because trans individuals are seen as protected. You know, if you say the wrong thing about trans people on YouTube, you could get your entire channel, you know, snapped, disappeared, it's gone, you know, and then there's no one you can turn to. That's just the reality. I remember I left some very tame comments about trans individuals on 1 or 2 videos, and I got banned from commenting for I think 4 or 5 hours. I got like a comment timeout. They put me on timeout, guys. They said, nah, you talking all types of honesty over here. We don't like that. You can't be honest about trans people. They're protected, you know. And in my opinion, I really don't care. Like I really don't care, man. Like it's not a shield that you are able to hide behind just because you transitioned, you know. And in my opinion, just because you have mental issues, because that's the way I see it, I see those people as mentally ill. You shouldn't be protected because you have mental issues, right? Gender dysphoria is not something that you should just have an automatic shield and makes you above criticism or makes you even above insults or anything negative. Just like okay, I'll give you an example. Just like with race, you know, a lot of people are saying that you can't say certain things. I 100% agree that you can't insult beyond a certain line. There's a certain line you can't cross. I can't refer to trans people as subhuman or anything like that. That's going to be way beyond the line. I can't see myself saying stuff like that. It applies to black people as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. Anyway, I feel like I kind of lost my point, right? And I also feel like even now I'm kind of tiptoeing around because I know this is going to be on YouTube, and if I say the wrong things, my channel is going to be eliminated. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get into some more of this. Let's get into some more of this stuff. Oh, this is a J.K. Rowling page. I agree with a lot of the stuff that J.K. Rowling has to say about these situations, but no, I want to go back to the Kris Tyson situation here. And Keemstar pretty much said this. Kris Tyson supported the cartoon CP artist Shadman, right? Shadman was his name. And I remember when he went viral for the type of crazy stuff that he was drawing as well, right? That drew my daughter at the age of 8 in a sexual manner. This is a known fact. privately, me and Kris Tyson even had a conversation about this roughly a month ago, and well, about a month ago, as it still upsets me, as it would. Any father would be angry about that. Hell, I'm not even his related to the guy, and I don't really like I don't really like Keemstar that much as a person, because I think he did some sucky things in the past as well. But I'm still upset on his behalf. Jesus, man, speak English. Why are you tripping over your words so much? All right. So he said, this is not misinformation. This is a fact. You know, so I guess people are trying to say that it's misinformation and stuff. Someone in this post, or some type of Reddit, I think, they said, while there is a lot of transphobic bullshit that should be debunked, Kris Tyson, what the fuck? Kris Tyson was still a massive Shadman fan, even commissioning art from him, which made a cameo in one of Mr. Beast's videos. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this in the video I saw recently as well, right? He is not as clean as a lot of y'all would like him to be. You know, it just is where it is. It is where it is. Like, this is facts. I think that just because you're trans, it doesn't mean you have like immunity from people criticizing you, or even insulting you as an individual. Hell, I'm light skinned. I'm like, people say like being light skinned, in depending on which country you're in, is being the worst type of black, because both sides hate you, and it's kinda true. I get hate from the black community, and I get hate from other communities as well. White, Indian, you know, like, they just look at me and they're like a little bit confused. They're like, what side are you on? They're like, you one of those watered down Negroes. Oh man. So anyway, so this person here says, I want everyone to keep the same energy with Kris Tyson as they did with Dr. Disrespect, and they should. They really should. But you know, as I said before, and I'll quote this later, it's because he is trans. Because he's transitioned to appear to be female, people are scared to criticize him. You know, they're scared because when you criticize this group, the Rainbow Army comes after you, and there's a chance that you could lose your job, you could lose opportunities, you could lose the platforms that you're on. It's crazy how that works. It's not a fair thing just because you criticize an individual who is confused about their gender. You know, these people are some of the most narcissistic people out on the planet as well, because the pronoun army individuals, they're like, they have this desperate need to be special, and it's so desperate that they are willing to force their way of life and the way you speak onto, they want to force the way they speak onto others. Oh my god, bro, what is wrong with you? I think I drank too much coffee this morning. I think that's what it is. Anyway, that's my take on the situation. I don't want to over-read into this. I don't want to get too into this. I pretty much said my thoughts, right? Trans community seeing Ava, Kris Tyson completely destroy their reputation and set them back decades. This Homelander clip is always funny to me. But if they are freaking out, then it just is what it is, man. Like, consenting adults, children. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. I saw this already. I believe he was linking to nudes of Jeanette McCurdy on his old channel. You see, this is the stuff what I said, man. This is the stuff that I said before, where he just came off as really strange to me, man. Like, he just really had an off vibe about him in early videos and stuff, right? So Flight always knew Kris was a weirdo. Bro, it's not hard to tell. It's really not that hard to tell, man. Kris was always kind of off. There's just a vibe that was just off. And I think this is when he was pre-transitioning, because you could see his hair and shit. But I'm talking about even before, man. Even before, the way he would act, it was just really strange, dog. But anyway, man, that's my take on the situation. If you all agree, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you all on Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It's Zond1. I'm trying to get to 600 followers. As you can tell, I try my best not to completely filter my thoughts, because I think honesty is something that the world needs. We don't need people just saying what these big groups want us to say. We need people to just speak honestly, just be honest, put your honest thoughts out there. And as long as you're not crossing the line into wishing death on people or wishing harm on people, as long as you're not crossing that line, I think that you should be able to criticize and yeah, and like say the things that you honestly think about individuals, man. You know, so yeah, if you'll agree that Kris Tyson should, okay, let me rephrase that actually. If y'all think Mr. Beast should come out and hold the same energy that everyone else had for Dr. Disrespect, if you really think that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, right? Y'all are the type of people that I want around. But if you disagree and you think Kris over here, you think he should be forgiven just because he's trans or some bullshit, go fuck yourself. Like, I wholeheartedly mean that. Like, go find a corner and fuck yourself. Like, I don't fucking need to hear any of your thoughts. You're a waste. Alright, and people like you are part of the problem. You know, so yeah. That's the end of my video. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Okay? Later.